What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Tricks of the Month Profiles. Today we get to hang out with Louie Cason. Thanks so much for being with us, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been juggling, and what you're most excited about when it comes to juggling right now.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me, Sean. I've been juggling for 10 plus years. I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa, and I would say the growth of juggling is that that's something that pumps me up a lot. You know, if you look at the South American scene, what's going on in Mexico, that inspires me a lot to kind of push it and keep going.
hmm So just seeing the kind of worldwide kind of, there's kind of almost like there's acceleration in juggling. I feel like in a lot of countries around the world,
Yeah, definitely.
and that's what inspires you. Has that been happening in South Africa as well?
No, no, not at all. Yeah, like South African jugglers do feel isolated, so we do have to kind of check what's going on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube to find inspiration. And seeing the IJA having like 20,000 followers, if you go back 10 years, you kind of the IJA wasn't irrelevant, but they weren't like
hmm
the kind of doing the things they're doing at the moment.
Right.
So, yeah, no, that definitely pumps you up.
Yeah, yeah. I've even noticed when I first started making all the videos I make 8 months ago, Juggling Rock had 6,000 subscribers, like under
Yeah,
6,000, and now it's up to like almost 10,000. So in 8 months, it's
yeah, I
grown.
was such a little juggling geek. Like, I was one of the first few hundred on Juggling Rock, and to see, like, I checked out the day and it was 9,300 and something.
Yeah,
That's kind of
it's pretty neat.
something that's, yeah, it's amazing.
So what is the community like in South Africa?
Basically, what happened was if you go back, I'd say 2006, there was still a juggling festival in South Africa, a South African juggling festival. But then basically, kind of that generation moved on, and then there was nobody to kind of fill their shoes. So then the scene just kind of fell
Hmm.
apart. So the last few years, we've been trying to build it up again, but
hmm
it's going slow. Flow, there's a big flow scene and a big like hula poi scene, but for juggling, it's still tiny.
hmm
But yeah, it's at least it's growing.
hmm So do you have a part in kind of helping that grow?
Um, a little part. The thing is, um, the role I want to play in it is when I was a kid, there was nobody to look up to in South Africa. You
Mm.
couldn't find like a video of a guy doing five clubs. Like if you go back 2 years ago, I've never seen somebody else do five club juggling. Like
Mm.
I only saw it like recently for my own eyes.
hmm
So yeah, I want to be kind of that guy. So we have a whole bunch of social circus programs that's pushing it a lot.
Mm.
Guys who want to sell props in South Africa is pushing it. Yeah, so I just want to be kind of that guy. If you want to see a South African juggling, there at least would be an Instagram
hmm
that's filled with juggling,
So you
Facebook
you
that's filled
really
with juggling.
it sounds like you want to be that guy not because you want to be like the best in South Africa, but because you want
No,
to be
no,
an
no, not at all.
inspiration.
No, not at all. Yeah, I just want to be at the one social circus. There's a kid now who juggle rings, and there's nobody who's actually juggling rings in South Africa.
Hmm.
So I juggle clubs and soccer balls
hmm
mostly. So now recently I started picking up rings just so that there's at least somebody for him to look up to. Like,
Yeah.
because the thing is, like, he wants to learn four ring pancakes. Now he's not going to learn four ring pancakes if he doesn't. Oh, he will learn it eventually, but it just helps if there is somebody who can actually do four ring pancakes.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it's not. I don't want to be the best. I don't think of juggling in that terms. It's just I just want to for the next generation. So somebody at least who is pushing it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love to hear that. So if we go back a little bit to where you started, how did that happen? How'd you start juggling?
Um, I was a little hyper when I was a kid, so my mother bought like one of those back back in the days. You had like paperweight bookstores in South Africa where you could buy books by the kilogram.
Hmm.
So you go in, you just stack a whole bunch of books, and one of these books were a small how to juggle book. And then I learned how to juggle and kind of got into it. And then, yeah,
Mhm.
that was back in the internet juggling database days.
Mhm.
So I had like a few videos of like Ball Berry juggling 7 balls and like the old Anthony Gatto videos and stuff that was
Mhm.
online. Yeah, so I burned through that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then eventually I got to a point where I quit because there wasn't, this was pre-YouTube.
Mhm.
So I just kind of ran out of ideas, and then I picked it up again as YouTube started to, started to come in as a factor in jugglers' lives.
Yeah. When did you decide to kind of turn from hobby to professional?
Basically, what happened was there was a juice company who needed somebody to juggle fruit in my hometown. Like, I didn't grow up in Cape Town. I grew up in Bloemfontein. That's a small town in South Africa. So they needed somebody to juggle fruit. I was the only juggler around. I got paid, and I was like, hell yeah. That's a cool way to make money. And so I started doing like odd jobs, roaming jobs, a few shows. Yeah, and then in 2012, I decided, okay, I'm going to see if I can do this.
Mhm.
And that's when I kind of went full.
Um, so how would you say juggling's impacted your life for the better?
Um, okay, yeah, juggling basically gives me a, like to, it, like way back in the day, I think it was Wes Peden who said it's like a kind of like a toolbox that allows him to express himself.
Hmm.
And that's kind of the same way that how juggling gives me an avenue to express myself creative, being creative through juggling. Um, I've always been somebody who wants to, I wouldn't say the class clown, but I enjoyed getting up in front of the class and doing something. And juggling gives me that skill set to, to perform basically. And
Mhm.
I actually do love to perform. I love kind of spreading the joy of
Mm.
circus and juggling. So yeah.
Yeah.
And further, just like I'm super lazy, so I would be totally out of shape if it wasn't for juggling. Like I can't go jogging, I can't do anything. Like my only form of exercise is juggling. And also meeting cool people. I've met so many cool people through juggling,
Mhm.
not just in the circus world, in the performance, but like outside musicians, artists.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely
So lots of great
opens doors
things.
for you.
You've met great people. You're in shape because of it, and
I
I
wouldn't say
think
in shape.
you're in better shape because of
Yeah.
it. And the first thing I think is probably one of the I mean, more valuable things you said. Just being able to spread joy, through
Yeah.
the performance.
I think that's cool. Something people don't value is being good at something. I enjoy being good at juggling.
Yeah.
I know that sounds kind of weird, but it is something I pride myself on, that I stuck with like one thing
Yeah.
for at least 10 years, and
Yep.
it's kind of cool.
All right. So what's your favorite prop to use?
Definitely clubs.
Mm-hmm. And
I
you're
started out juggling balls like way back in the day. Like I remember telling my parents that I'm gonna be a famous free ball juggler. And then I saw Jason Garfield's first WJF routine. And then for a few years I was like, I'm gonna be a sport juggling technical guy. But then I moved on to clubs and I realized, okay, clubs is where it's at for me.
mm-hmm.
I also do love to juggle footballs, soccer balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's only because I'm such a big fan of like old school juggling of Francis Brun and
Mm-hmm.
Michael Serek. So kind of watching them growing up,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been into the spinning, head bouncing type
Mm-hmm.
of.
Oh, we didn't get to see you do any of that in the video. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I do have a soccer ball juggling video on my YouTube channel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the thing with that is it's difficult to show new stuff.
Yeah.
You can do hard stuff, but it's difficult to show new stuff. And I wanted to show some new stuff
Yeah.
that I haven't seen personally.
Yep. So before we go there, it looked like you were using Henry's Dolphins in your video.
Yeah,
Is
definitely.
is that your club of choice?
Yeah, I know it is.
Okay.
I felt the new range a little bit, and they made a slight change to it, I think. But yeah, no, it's definitely, in my opinion, the best club.
All right.
Maybe not the best. I just prefer it.
Right, right. Best for you.
Yeah.
All right, so what were you trying to communicate in that video? What do you want people to walk away with?
Um, yeah, I just wanted to show people, because the thing is, some of the videos I've seen recently, there's this attempt to kind of be, I don't know, it wasn't as fun anymore. Like back in the day, the videos were a little bit more fun for me. So I just wanted to make like a fun video that showed kind of, that's why I chose the song. So like my whole goal was to make a video that if there's one thing that stuck to you, it was that was fun. That looks like fun. And then also I wanted to show a few new stuff, things I haven't seen before. I'm not the biggest fan of just showing skill. And then definitely I wanted to show off a little bit of Cape Town.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you it's amazing. You should come over. If you like juggling, come visit me.
Next time you're in Cape Town, you got a place to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked the kind of multiplex stuff you were experimenting with. You got any plans for, or are you developing more than that, or?
I had a whole bunch of 6-club multiplexes that I couldn't land.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm saving that for the follow-up video.
Yeah. Awesome. I find juggling, just one club in the hand at a time, like dangerous. So like when I was watching you, like, juggle 2 clubs at a time, or catch just handling more than one club at a time, I was thinking, man, he must lose a lot of fingernails.
Yeah. Actually, the thing with multiplexes, I wouldn't say I'm the best at them at all. But I do kind of feel like I have a strong control of multiplexes. Like I use a lot of multiplexes on stage. I think if you do work on your grip and releasing the clubs, like multiplexes does get a lot easier. And also I do my multiplexes single doubles, like especially if you go for the 5-3 multiplex, like I do single doubles instead of going double triples. So that also takes it down a little bit and takes away some of the risk.
For those who want to try multiplexing clubs, what kind of tips do you have for them?
Yeah, focus on your grip. Break it down. Like don't. For example, if you learn 5-3, that's the 6 clubs that you release 2 and you juggle it in a kind of like a normal pattern. Just practice a lot, just doing it with 2 back and forth, like you would learn 3 balls. Yeah, and just do it randomly as you're practicing. If you're working on 5 clubs and you drop one, do a cool 4-club multiplex before you pick it up or kick it up. Like that's kind of how I learned to do multiplexes, is in between failing with 5 clubs.
So just throw it in when you have an opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all my questions for you. Where can people find you if they want to check out your stuff?
Definitely Instagram at Louie Cason. I have a YouTube channel that's not that active. I also have a Facebook page, Louie Cason Juggler. But yeah, definitely if you want to check me out, check Instagram.
Okay.
I think most of the Tricks of the Month dudes are heavy on Instagram this year.
Yeah. Instagram's really picking up.
Yeah, I know it is.
Well, thanks again so much for being with us. And the last word goes to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you give us some words of inspiration for the juggling community at large?
Yeah, just stick with it and post as much as you can online, because, for all the kind of isolated countries without big scenes, that does help a lot, Going on Instagram in the morning, seeing somebody doing you haven't seen before, that pumps you up to go out and practice. So even if you think, I'm not good enough, I can't post stuff on Juggling Rocks, just post it, And don't care about likes or comments or anything. Just post it, and you never know. Like I got contacted by somebody in Uganda the other day. Like, and he was like, "Oh, I'm on Juggling Rock the whole time, and it's so cool," So you never know. Just keep practicing and keep posting.
All right, that's awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you check out my channel for interviews and highlight reels every single week. And until next time, keep on juggling.
Thanks, Sean.